Thank you from our field reporter, Christian. His name is Christian Fellow. My name is Thomas, Doubting Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, in the midst of all this craziness, we have what appears to be a new hero.
What?
Would you like to meet him?
Cool.
Well, Christian Fellow, it sounds like that's an overwhelming yes from our studio audience.
All right, sweet.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, his boys, whatever that means, they call him the Light. Here he is, the one and only Mr. Paul the Fifth.
All right, hello, what's good, everybody? Yes, my name is Paul the Fifth, and today I'm coming to you from my closet where I have quarantined myself from the COVID virus. And as Doubting Thomas just said, my boy Joshua Grady. Now, what that means is he's one of my best friends. He's my confidant. He's my brother in Christ, and he's somebody that I highly, highly look up to, and he is a great mentor to me. Now, Joshua deemed me the Light earlier this year. Last week in my first podcast ever, I called it Thoughts. I mentioned that my grandmother had passed away. Shortly after this, Joshua had sent me a text message saying, "Be the light." And I responded, "Always." Now, what he meant by that, he meant go home to your family and let them see the love of Christ through you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. My name is Paul the Fifth, and this is The Light. As a musician, there are a couple songs that bring this subject to mind. The first one is a song called This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Now, I did say, as a musician, I play bass guitar, drums, and I'm an engineer and producer. I never said anything about myself being a vocalist. I can make others sound good, but not myself. Now, I did sing that song to my friend Jacqueline last fall when she and I were talking. She was going through a hard time, so I hope that helped her. The second song that comes to mind for me right now is a song called Waymakers, incredibly popular at the moment. I'm going to spare your ears from this, but I do want to read some of the lyrics of the song. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. This is what I'm trying to be in the craziness of what we call our lives in the world today. I want to be a light for you. What is one of the first things you do when you get home from a long day of work? Do you turn on the lights in the house? What do we do when we light a candle? We introduce a spark, a flame, into what was previously a dark environment. Tell me, what does the sun do? It provides light to the world. On a deeper level, what does the sun do? S-O-N. He is the light, and he provides light to the world. When I was a kid, my room was on the third floor of my parents' house. I was afraid of the dark. So every time I'd go to my room, I'd turn on every light possible until I got to my safe place, which was my room. I'd also stomp incredibly loudly the entire way there up the stairs. I was trying to scare away any monsters that may be present. Little did I know there were no monsters in the house. And my dad always used to say, "Paul, turn off all the lights if you're not in that room." A novel concept I never understood until I finally became an adult and had to pay my own light bills. So thank you for that lesson, Dad. Today is March 23rd, 2020. Normally this time of year we would all be enjoying the new spring weather. We might be taking walks with friends, family, maybe taking bike rides. This is something that Jacqueline and I had discussed. We also might be getting the grill out, start cooking some food. This morning when I woke up, I had an alert on my phone that said all of Davidson County in Tennessee, which is Nashville proper, we are under a 14-day home lockdown. This is due to the COVID virus. We are allowed to go a few places. We can go to the grocery store. We're allowed to go to the doctor's office. Thankfully, last week I was able to make it to the grocery store, and my experience was nothing less than pure madness and mayhem. At the time, the only food items that were available were frozen food dishes, so this is what I'm going to be eating for the next 2 weeks. Fun fact about me, all of 2016 I survived on 3 things: water, frozen tater tots, and chicken nuggets. Fun times, and yet again, the struggle is real. During this health crisis, I'm able to stay at home and work, however long the scare may be. My apartment is small, but I'll get through it. For those of you that may have lost jobs and are out of work, my thoughts and my prayers are with you. But please know that the Lord will always provide. Earlier today, I wrote a list of things to keep myself busy, my mind sharp, my heart and emotions, and my priorities in check during the next 14 days. I definitely don't want to lose my sanity while we're on a lockdown, so I'd like to share some of my ideas with you. I call them the 3 C's for Paul V. The first thing I'm going to do is continue. I'm going to continue to read my daily Bible verses, continuing to keep in touch with friends and family, and I continue to exercise. Thankfully, some state parks are still open. We do have to maintain our 6 feet social distance, so I plan to do that. I continue to pray for the situation and for all those affected. Number 2, changes. While I cannot change many of the circumstances right now, I can, however, change how and what I react to. I want to keep informed, keep taking preventative health measures. While I'm unable to assist anybody financially at the current moment, I am willing to help by being a friend. I'm willing to listen. If you need encouragement, reassurance, please reach out to me. Here in the Tennessee area, we've been affected in multiple ways in the last 3 weeks. We had an F3 tornado come through. We had a lot of assistance with that. Lately, that's been shut down to the virus. Now people are out of work. What are we going to do? Let me reassure you, I can introduce you to somebody that's incredibly bigger than this whole situation. His name is Jesus Christ. He happens to be my personal Lord and my Savior. And while most of us are home for the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 months, I encourage you to get on your smartphones, your computers, your laptops, your tablets, whatever you may have, and download a free YouVersion app and read Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. That's not the entire verse, but isn't it amazing knowing that the Lord is going to be with us through all trials, especially this? My 3rd C, consistency. My work schedule is from 1:30 to 10 p.m. except Sunday and Wednesdays. During that time frame, I'm dedicated and I'm focused on that task. But before and after, I am working on building up me, and I want to help you get built up as well if you need it. Music is my main passion in life. Since I can't go to my studio now, I have brought the studio to me. I brought my bass guitar home today. I have my mini MIDI keyboard, say that 3 times fast, and I've turned my closet into a little vocal production space. What have you done consistently in the past? Do you have a routine? When you get home, do you turn on the lights as the first thing? When you eat dinner, do you light a candle? For any non-believers, have you ever said what I call an oh no, or an oh snap, or an emergency prayer? What is that, you ask? Let me share an example with you. Have you ever been on your way to work, your vehicle won't start in the morning? You say, oh Lord, please let my vehicle start so I can get to work and be on time. Maybe as a student, have you ever been taking a test and you're like, dear God, just please let me pass this test so I can get through this final and through this class? In a relationship, have you ever said, oh dear Lord, with a T, let me hold my tongue, please don't let me slap this person? You get it? See where I'm coming from? Let me say this. This is the start to prayer. but let me encourage you to be more consistent. Don't just pray when you need it. Start your morning off. Pray for thanks. Pray for that friend. Pray for that relationship. Be thankful that you woke up. Today, somebody took their last breath from the COVID virus. I never thought that in my lifetime I'd see anything like this or have to experience a lockdown. But we have to do what we have to do to take care of ourselves, our friends, and our family. Right now, I really feel like the scene from E.T. where everybody is quarantined, everything's on a lockdown, people are walking around with the big white suits, face masks on, they've got their oxygen tanks on their back. For the frontline workers, the people in the hospital, nurses, doctors, let me just take a minute to say thank you. You're putting your lives on the line for us, the infected. Not me, I don't have it, but for those that do, thank you for being courageous. Thank you for continuing to go on when you don't know what to do. Not just for the doctors and hospitals, any frontline workers, firefighters, policemen, police officers, anybody in service right now, a deep, heartfelt thank you. Right now, we're all adapting. We have to do this in order to survive. I want to be a source of encouragement and consistency for myself, for my friends, my family, and for you. We're going through a scary, dark, crazy, intense time right now where we don't know what's going to happen. But I know this. I'm keeping myself grounded in prayer. I'm here for you. If you need somebody, please reach out. The Lord is with you. Thanks for spending part of your day with me. If you need anything, hit me on the socials. My name is Paul, the Fifth.